Hi guys, it's Big Buzz of England here, where the music is sweet and the reviews are just as awesome. It was about time I reviewed this show on here, since I have fond memories of this show. What is the show I'm talking about, of course? It is the iconic and hilarious comedy improv show Whose Line Is It Anyway? Whose Line Is It Anyway was created by Dan Patterson and Michael Levison in 1988 as a radio show on BBC4 in the UK. This early incarnation of the show is notable for being the origin of its tradition of having the performers read the credits as an amusing style, as it was a radio show. It was necessary for someone to read the credits, and it was decided that it might as well be done as a part of the program rather than done by a traditional BBC radio announcer. The radio series lasted for 6 episodes, after which Channel 4, which is a BBC channel, developed the franchise for television. The British television series counterpart lasted for a total of 10 seasons, 9 in the original set, 1 in the now iconic Hollywood set, with 136 episodes, all which were hosted by then-host Clive Anderson. Colin Mochrie and Ryan Stiles, who would later star in the US version, became regular cast members in the 7th and 8th season. The format of the American season, however, was very similar to the British program. A major difference was Carey's use of the game show facade, explicitly saying at the start of each episode that the points don't matter, and sometimes emphasizing this throughout the episodes. The difference in standards in the UK compared to the US is prime time, meaning a stricter censoring of both language and content on the US season. Production of the American version was cancelled by ABC in 2003 because of low ratings, with already produced episodes airing first run in 2004 on the ABC Family cable channel, which were airing repeats since of the show in 2002, which also aired new episodes from 2005-2006 from previously filmed outtakes that didn't make it to their final air. They also starred lots of celebrities in the US version, including the late Robin Williams in the season 3 of the US run. It still runs with a brand new host on a new station since 2013, but long-time fans will tell you that it was generally at its peak with Drew Carey and Clive Anderson on the reign, but mainly more will tell you due to the interaction with the performance and the games played. So now, that's the history out of the way. First, performers. Focusing on more Who's the US, Whose Line Is It Anyway, features 4 performers, 2 of whom were Colin Mochrie and Ryan Stiles, which were taken from the UK, were featured predominantly in the original version. Other performer who made frequent and recurring appearances was Wayne Brady, who appeared in the final season of the UK version. During Drew Carey's tenure as host, and like I said earlier, also took part in games, but only in one game after the final ad break during the show, after one of the performers was declared the winner and allowed to take his place in the desk. Host Alicia Tyler does not take part in the games, but occasionally joins in for quick scenes on different games, mostly in the game Scenes from a Hat. Alongside Mochrie and Stiles, other veterans of the UK series have also appeared in the US version, including Greg Brooks, Greg Sherwood, and Chip Easton. The US version introduced several newcomers that took part, including Danny Seagull, Kathy Greenwood, Jeff Davis, Patrick Bistro, Stephen Colbert, which we all know now for the American talk show The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Kathy Kinney, and Ian Gomez. Though mainly in the earlier seasons of the show, unlike the UK version, the US version occasionally featured a celebrity guest performer, such as earlier mentioned Robin Williams, Kathy Griffin, and Whoopi Goldberg. while on other occasions a celebrity guest appearance was made for individual games, which was introduced later on. They said to have included Sid Caesar, David Hasselhoff, Florence Henderson, Jerry Springer, Joan Laura, Richard Simmons, Katie Harlan, Jane Trigger, the Warren Mellon University cheerleaders Hugh Hefner and Lassie. Celebrity guests became a regular feature of the show beginning with season 9. Next up is games. The number and type of games varied from episode to episode, yet some games became more common over time, others faded from use. Some games are based on traditional improv games, with a considerable number of them borrowed from the UK original, including Scenes from a Hat, Greatest Hits, Props, Hoedown, Helping Hands, Questions Only, and Party Quirks. Others were new and uniquely created for the US original format and the original revived show, with several only being played once or twice, due either to the games not having well received by the audiences or Styles' reluctance to perform certain rounds. There are 8 games that have been performed at least once in every season. These are Scenes from That, Greatest Hits, Props, Let's Make a Date, Weird Newscasters, Duets, Helping Hands, and Questions Only. All these games were tests for the performers' improvisational comedy skills, with some of the games requiring the host asked the studio audience for suggestions for specific topics or situations, while other times these suggestions were written by the production staff or submitted by audience in advance, and chosen from among these. In addition, the host would control a buzzer which would signify the end of most games, or each of the individual sections in rapid-fire games such as Scenes from a Hat. In addition, all being tested to their comedy skills in improv games, the performers are also tested on other skills such as singing, dancing, or impressions. As Whose Line features a number of musical games with one or more of the show's resident musicians playing live music for them, except on a few occasions when pre-recorded music was also used. Although they had no bad feelings about these sort of games, many of the performers disliked them, while Wayne Brady turned out to be suited well to them, having Chip Heston, Jeff Davis, Brad Sherwood, and Gary Anthony Williams making frequent appearances as his duet partner. Styles expressed open disdain towards the Hoedown game, which became a bit of a running gag, as seen here.
Oh, we'll do another hoedown. This makes 300 now. I don't know how to do it. Either bambers on the ground. Hear another hoedown. It's coming out of my head. Before I do another, I'd rather be dead. Oh, 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 oh. Oh.
While Mercury, who cannot sing, rarely sings any lyrics, and mainly preferring to deliver his line in spoken word fashion, much like in the UK original. So why do I still hold the show close to me? What's not to love about the show? The comedy from all the performance is quite special, especially the deliberate moments in Hoedown with Collins refusing to sing. Drew Carey's era has a lot of great moments, and the same for Aisha Taylor with the additional 5th guest player. Stephen Fry being on the original version of the UK one is amazing, and there's so much more. For anyone who hasn't seen the show, I highly suggest it. It will have you in stitches and laughing for hours. So that's me. That is Whose Line Is It Anyway? A show that not only the points don't matter, it's an easy watching show, and it's fantastic. This has been another Bluebells of England Reviews. Take care and adios.